Hello and welcome to DBC Reads. Today I'm going to be telling you about a book series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. We've got The Inheritance Games, The Hawthorne Legacy, and The Final Gambit. And then we have The Brothers Hawthorne. Now I started to make a video on these doing one at a time, but then I realized I would end up giving too much away by doing that because series one's fantastic, but they build along each other. So you start in the first book, and it is The Inheritance Games. So basically, this old man, ruthless businessman, he dies, and his family is like, oh, well, who's going to be the heir to the company? You know, you're going to have people who are going to have access to the fortune, obviously, because he had 3 grandchildren, and so who's it going to be? All the grandchildren are all waiting patiently. His children are waiting to find out who is going to get it. And they are brought up spoiled, rotten, rich kids. But their grandfather always had them solving puzzles and riddles. And if you like escape rooms, I mean, you don't really get to figure anything out because, you know, you'd have to be there to figure out a lot of it. But it's just that idea of they basically live in an escape room. Their whole lives are basically an escape room because their grandfather is always giving them clues and puzzles to solve, and he makes them really think outside of the box. This was a fantastic story for that reason alone. Like, I was very excited about it. They basically are living in that kind of world. So we've got then this other person who was invited to the will reading, and nobody knows who she is, but her name is Avery Grams. Now, they don't live near each other. Avery is trying to stay out of the system. She's not in a great situation. She's like the other side of the spectrum. They're very well-to-do. She is not very well-to-do. She has plans for her life, big plans. You know, going to school and becoming something and doing something better with her life. But she doesn't really know how it's going to work out because obviously she's not in the greatest situation for that to take place. So she gets invited to the will reading. She has no idea why. She shows up and she gets to hear why she is involved in this, and it's one of those where you know, these people, the main characters are all underage. The Hawthorne brothers and Avery are all underage, so they must wait to actually receive anything until they turn a certain age. So we get the whole story in The Inheritance Games. And then it continues in the Hawthorne Legacy, and they all move on to go figuring some other puzzles out and solving them together. Their granddad actually left them some puzzles for after he passed, but then there's some other things that they do as well, trying to figure some different things out, how Avery is related to the whole situation, that kind of thing. And then the Final Gambit, they're trying to kind of close some of those holes that they had, some different storylines that popped up with different people that have shown up in the stories. It all just kind of comes to a head. They go in for like this big, it's a gamble basically. They go in to try to win a big bet. That's all I can say about it really without giving away too much. And then we've got the continuation of the series, which is The Brothers Hawthorne. And we kind of see the way that the stories play out and some backstory that we don't see and understand necessarily what's going on in the first 3 books from the sides of Grayson and Jameson, who are brothers and also very interested in Avery for their own reasons. So I hope that you will check out this series. It was fantastic. Can't say enough about it. I had begun to worry about myself that maybe I just can't read a series that gets really long, but this one stayed interesting the whole time. I've got another video where I've talked about the Aragon series, and that was kind of brutal after book 1. And I've gone and watched a bunch of other people review the Aragon series, and I realized I'm not the only one who feels that way. So I felt a little bit better about myself then too. I love to read, so that's really not the question. The question was, can I just not get over a story being done a certain way over and over again. But this one isn't like repetitive at all. I find it hard to believe because I read the Babysitter's Club and the Bobbsey Twins and the Boxcar Children, and they all start out basically the same way, but different things happen. So if you want to keep guessing and always be wondering what's going on, I definitely recommend checking out this series. Happy reading.